सतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय.
Hello my dear students, how are you? Hope you are safe at home. Right now we are in 8th class, first lesson, that is reading and analysis of maps. Reading and analysis of maps. In our previous two sessions we have discussed in related to maps. We have very less content to finish this first lesson. See children, in our previous session we have discussed that maps, Greeks contribution and the British's maps also we discussed. Now we will see how the European powers they utilized the maps. Example, you might have known that 1498 Vasco da Gama. 1498 Vasco da Gama, he discovers Europe to India. While he is coming to India, while he is sailing towards to India, he also had a map which was prepared by the cartographers of those times. So after that, many countries they came to India. Portuguese came to India, Dutch came to India, English came to India, Denmark came to India, French came to India. These all people they came to India. While they are coming to India, they have followed prescribed maps. Not only coming towards to India, but also certain other places. Example, you see Dutch. Dutch means Holland. Dutch means what? Holland. Dutch also called as Holland. Holland established their authority, or Holland was captured most of the part of the Indonesia. Indonesia country came under the control of Dutch or Holland. Why? Why they have gone to that island place? Indonesia consists so many islands because they know about that area completely. Without knowing about that areas, we can't go, we can't reach. We can go on any other places, like how the Columbus accidentally discovered a new continent which we called Indies Islands or West Indies. So whenever the countries are searching for something, they have certain maps. So that most of the European countries, most of the European powers means very well developed countries like Britain, France, Germany, Austria, Spain, Portugal. These all countries, they are started their colonization. Sir, what is colonization? What is the meaning of the colonization? Colonization means they established their rule in other country. Example, British, they established their rule in India. So India became a colony. Of British. So this is the meaning of the colonization. These countries became imperial countries, and the countries became colonies of the imperial countries. Like Sri Lanka also became a colony of Britain, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Vietnam, Egypt. So many countries came under the control of European powers. How these European powers know about the Sri Lanka? How the European powers they know about the Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia? Because of the maps. They are used the map for the explorations, to explore something. Example, you know about Africa. Africa continent called as dark continent. Sir, why it is called as dark continent? The people are dark? No. Okay. Africa continent was discovered in the 20th century. After all the continents, finally last Africa continent was known to all the countries. So that it is called as dark continent. Yeah. To explore about this dark continent, to search about the places in Africa. So many explorers have been sent by the European powers like H.M. Stanley, Livingston, James Cameron. These are the persons have sent by the European powers to search new places. Whenever they are going to the other places, new places, they are going with the help of maps, and they are making the maps very accurate so that they could easily grab that area, so that they easily occupy this area. So what did you understand from here? European powers were, they used the maps for the colonization. They used the maps for the rule, and whenever they have gone to there, then they also use it for the military, their military purpose. Maps also useful for their military purpose. British have sent their army to India, and the Indian army also sent to some other places right now. Example, there was an issue going on between China and India in Galwan Valley. Okay, in the Galwan Valley, the issue was going on. Then there is a map. Yes, we need to map. Yes, this is the Chin border, China border, and this is India's border. So we have to send our army to this place and this location and this border we have to cover. A particular map is needed to us. Any country. For China also they need it. For India also they need it. Any country, they compulsory, they have to maintain a proper maps. Then only they may know that yes, this is our border. From this area, from this border, this belongs to our country. Okay. Whenever Britishers are occupied India or started to rule in India, they also made map. In our textbook, they have given about one map, okay, which was made by the Britishers. Right. After the after Mughals, India came under the control of British, isn't it? Yeah. So Mughals also made maps like Sadiq Isfahani. Okay, he made maps for the Mughals. Then British also they made maps. Okay. Then these Britishers they set up one organization which can be start or which can be draw the maps. So that is called as Survey of India. Survey means mapping. Survey means what? Mapping. To see the areas, to locate the places correctly. Okay. Survey of India. Where is Survey of India located? Survey of India is located in Uttaranchal or Uttarakhand. Capital city is Dehradun. Okay. Survey of India. What does the Survey of India do? Survey of India, it will prepare the maps. Survey. This was set up to survey entire the country and to prepare maps. To survey entire country. Example, this is India, right? So India, what areas are there? Where the rivers are there? Where the hilly mountains are there? Where the deserts are there? They wanted to map. They wanted to find. So that the Survey of India was set up. Yeah. The Survey of India was set up. The first Surveyor General, James Runnel. James Runnel became first Surveyor General of India, or he became SG. SG means what? Surveyor General. James Runnel, he became Surveyor General of India. He was the person, he was made first prepared maps. He prepared maps for India. So first time one person who made maps based on the surveys, he was James Runnel. He was SG. SG means Surveyor General of India. Surveyor General of India. Okay. James Runnel. Whenever they was made, then we got an accurate information in related to maps. So the first time in India, maps were made by the survey-based maps by James Runnel. Okay. SG means Surveyor General of India. Right here. Surveyor General of India, Surveyor General of India. But most important thing which was happened in 1802. In 1802, the most important thing which was happened, it was during William Longton. William Longton became Surveyor General. William Longton. William Longton became Surveyor General of India. What his contribution? What he was did? He began one of the most important surveys in the world. He began most important geographical survey in the world, starting from the Chennai. Most important geographical survey. Most important geographical survey in the world. He was started from Chennai. Capital city of Tamil Nadu. Sir, why he was started from Chennai? To measure various things, various places, to determine various heights in India. So first time, most important geographical survey was started by William Longton in 1802. That survey was started from Chennai. Sir, why? Why the survey was started? To determine the heights of various places. To determine heights of various places. To determine various places. So this survey has been begun. This survey was begun from Chennai. Sir, why from Chennai? Why? Why only Chennai? From south. It is from the south. They are starting from, he wanted to start from the south, from here. Chennai was a major trading center those times. You know that it was mean sea level. Survey began in Chennai because all the heights are measured from the sea level. All the heights are measured from the sea level. You might have learned in your 7th class mean sea level, MSL, mean sea level. If we wanted to measure anything, we have to measure from the sea level because sea is the bottom line. It is the starting line. So starting line to height. So that from the Chennai they were started. I repeat, survey began in Chennai because all the heights are measured from the sea level. It is called as mean sea level. We are going to measure some highly hilly places, different places, so that we cannot come from high to low to high. We have to go. So that's what began from the Chennai mean sea level that you have learned in your 7th class first lessons. This survey was started by William Longton, but the survey was completed by Sir George Everest. Sir George Everest. You know that Everest mountain, highest peak in the world, it was named after Sir George Everest because he measured the height of the Everest mountain, particular mountain, hence it was called as Mount Everest right now. Geographical survey was completed by George Everest. It was started by William Longton. William Longton started from Chennai, and it was this famous survey completed by Sir George Everest, and that particular mountain, one of the world's highest peak, that was named after Sir George Everest because he was completed this famous survey. Maps demand in wars. Demand of maps. Demand of maps. Do the maps are really useful? Really there is a demand for maps? Yes. Maps are very important because maps we use for various purposes. Maps during world wars, maps are very important. World War I and World War II, these maps played very crucial role. You know that America dropped one bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. If they don't know without map, they wanted to drop the bomb in the Japan, but unfortunately they don't know the place. They may drop the bomb in other country. that may create lot of problems. So that particular map is required, where we have to go, what is the destination. The map is very mandatory. It's very essential. So World War's time, because First World War there was no proper technological advancement like Google Maps. These things are not there. But whenever in World War II, little advanced technology was there. But whatever it is, they have a proper map along with them. You might have known that last year Abhinandan Vardhaman he was in Pakistan. Okay, after his parachute was clamped down and he was entering to Pakistan. Pakistan person they caught. He had one map along with him. Okay. See, all the person those who are going to other places, they must have separate maps, their locations, where is our border, where is the other's border, where their locations, entire map will be they have. Then only they understand about that areas. Without map, we cannot understand. Next, it's a government. You know that the government also play a very crucial role in the mapping, because this government made these maps for all the purpose. Governments will make for our purpose also, for general use purpose, civilian purpose, education purpose. But government also make the maps for the secret, because you only use it for the army, it is only used for the navy, it is only used for the air force, this department. Certain maps are very secret, so that the enemies could not reach them. Certain maps will be very secret. They cannot show to each and everyone, because that may be threat to India. That may be threat our unity and integrity. So that certain maps were completely under secret, under the government. These maps will be not disclosed to anyone. These maps will be only given to the army, navy, air force, or certain officials who are working for the safety of our country. Next, maps. Then what are the uses of maps in present days? Present days uses of maps. We are using the maps for trade. Trade means business. We are using the maps for the sail to travel on the sea. We are using the map for the conquest to occupy, to go anywhere, so for example, Pakistan is attacking on us, then how we have to respond? We have to give good answer to them. Then we have to attack them as per the wherever mountains are there, wherever route is there, wherever, from what kind of way we have to go, from where we have to enter. So entire information the maps will be provided. And maps also helpful for the colonization. Now there is no colonization, but they use it. And also map for the fighting for the wars. Maps for the use for the fighting for wars. Previous trade, sailing, conquest, colonization, fighting for the wars. Maps were used. But right now, in our times, present conditions, how these maps are we are using? These maps are we are using for the planning for development. Okay, development. Maps are we are using for especially to identify resources. Okay, satellite resources. For example, in Hyderabad or near Mahbub Nagar, for satellite pictures 2 years back, it was shown that there was a lot of diamonds were available. Uranium is available in Allahabad forest. The mapping was given by satellites, so that we can identify this. Okay, this area, in this area maps are there. In this area, coal mines are there. In this area, other minerals like iron ore there. We can identify in the maps. And to set up companies. Any new company is there. Any new company they wanted to set up their business. Okay, they can't come India. They will search, what is India? What is the location? Where we have to set up a factory, a business plan in India. For example, they wanted to set up this business into any coastal area. Coastal area means nearby sea coast, wherever ocean or sea is there. If they set up, that may be threat, because if cyclones will come, so that may affect their business. so that they may prepare any other areas to set up their business and work. So for this purpose also maps are using in our times. Planning and development purpose we are using to identify resource, to set up companies, to construct houses, to go any places. We are using these maps. Now let us see thematic maps. Thematic maps. Thematic maps. Theme, only one theme. Thematic word derived from theme, one theme. Okay. Thematic map only. What are thematic maps? Thematic maps it based on only one theme, only one objective, or they only focus only one aspect. Focus only one aspect. They focus only one aspect. Remaining things they do not focus. Remaining things they do not focus. What are thematic maps? Thematic maps are they focus only on one aspect. Okay? On one aspect. Sir, what is mean of that? You see, we have different maps are there. Example, we have political maps. We have political maps. In political maps, if you wanted to search where the Godavari river is going, you cannot see because it only focus about only the locations, important cities and important places. Only this focus. Next example, physical map is there. Physical map. In physical map of India or physical map of Telangana, you wanted to search where is Hyderabad, you cannot find because physical map only shows about the mountains, rivers, plateaus, plains, forests, desert. These kind of things will be there. So political map, if they shows about only one thing about the physical, it is thematic map. They only shows about the political cities. This is one thematic map. They only show about the soils, for example, in Hyderabad, what kind of the soils are there? In Adilabad, what kind of the soils are there? If that you wanted to search in the political map, you could not find. That we have to search in the soil map. Where the forest is there. In Telangana in India, where the forest is there. That you wanted to search in the soil map, you could not find. That you can say you wanted to search in the political map, you could not find. That will be available in the different map. Example, in our textbook, they have mentioned that this map is physical map, also called as relief and drainage. We can see that drainage means river, forest, okay, and the relief, the height means sea level. That means sea level we can able to see in this map. If we wanted to find out where is Hyderabad, where is Rangareddy, where is Manchiryala, where is locations, we could not find because its theme is this idea is based on only the relief and drainage. This is one thing. Example. This is about annual rainfall. In this annual rainfall, this map shows that here most of the rainfall is occurring and here less rainfall is occurring. If you wanted to find out that where is Godavari river, where is Nallamala forest, okay, and where is Krishna river, you could not find because this theme is only annual rainfall. Next, another map also given in our textbook. So that map is soil map. Soil. In which districts, what kind of the soils are there? If you wanted to see the other places, plateaus and rainfall, mountains, you could not find. So because this map theme is different. Only this map is based on the soil theme. So I hope you understand. Thematic maps, they only focus only one aspect. The remaining things they could not show. Next, conventional symbols. Conventional sign also we can say that, and conventional symbols. Yeah, what are conventional symbols? In your 6th class, 7th class, you might have learned that to locate certain places, we have to indicate or we have to give proper scale and we have to identify the proper places with the proper signboards or proper symbols. Example, you see, now you are in Charminar. Okay, So for example, this is Charminar. Okay, this area is Charminar. You consider nearby Charminar area. You wanted to find out the mosque. So whenever you go from this area here, one mosque will be there. Mosque, masjid. Mosque means masjid. Okay, one area will be there. Okay, this mosque will be identified with one separate sign, which is called as this is mosque. This is mosque. Okay. For example, in your area, you wanted to locate a well. Okay, this is one well. An oil well you wanted to locate. This is oil well. In your area, one railway track is there. Yes, you can show with this railway track. What is this? It is railway track. Yes, Hyderabad to Kajipet, Hyderabad to New Delhi. Okay, this is the railway line. You wanted to show river. Okay, you can show the river with the curve line. You wanted to show the road. This is the road. This is road. You wanted to show the fort, Golconda Fort. You wanted to show. Somebody they wanted to go Golconda Fort. Then they may go. They may search in the map. This is the fort. So certain structures were given to identify the places, villages, cities, canals, rivers, each bridges, dam. So this is dam. So certain symbols were given to locate the separate places. These are conventional symbols. In our textbook, they have given lot of conventional symbols. Example, PS. PS means what? Shortcut. Here one PS is there. PS is there means what? Police station. PO, post office. Okay. And certain offices they have given about certain symbols, or we can locate about these places. These all will be we can identify with the places. For example, this is one map. In that map they given about this symbol was given, and this symbol was given, and this symbol was given. Okay, and temple they have given about this symbol also. One temple symbol also given. So we understood that okay, this is one village. Here one oil well is there, one temple is there, one road is there, and one track is there. Okay, next certain rectangular or certain circles, certain places. This is village. We can understand. We can understand with the conventional symbols: mosque, road, dam, fort, temple, church, whatever it is. For each and every place and for each and everything, there will be a separate symbol will be there, signs will be there. We can easily understand. Next, let us see contour lines. Contour lines. So, what are contour lines? What are contour lines? Contour lines are lines on the map. Lines on the map. Contour lines are lines on the map joining places. Joining places of same height. Joining places of same height. Yeah. They are the joining lines of same height. Example, this is a hill, mountain. Here, same height will be there. Front side and as well as back side. Same height will be there. Next, here one more line. Front side, back side. Here one more line is there. Front side as well as back side. And same height, back side, front side. Back side, front side, back side, front side. So that if we draw these lines on the map, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, yes, that we can easily draw. So these places, this small circle is the top place, is the highest place. This is the highest place. This is the height place. This place belongs to this. This place belongs to this. The circle was less. That means it is so elevated. These are contour lines are drawn at fixed intervals of height such as 20 meters, 50 meters, 100 meters, 75 meters, your wish. For example, here it will be 20 meters. From ground to here, 20 meters. Here, 50 meters. Here, 100 meters. So this line indicated here, this is the same height. overall circle, this is completely same height, and here this height is very same. With what is the use of these contour lines? Slope and elevation above the sea level. We can measure slope, we can measure elevation above the sea level because we are drawn in particular intervals. I will show you with another example. This is one bottle. You consider this bottle is a mountain. You consider this bottle is a mountain. Just here, yeah, second, third, fourth, fifth. Second, third, fourth, fifth. You see, yeah, the height was decreased. It was like cone shape. Okay. So whenever the height was increasing, at the same time it is coming very narrow. Like it is coming very narrow. So this is the highest place. This is first circle, second circle, third circle, fourth circle, and fifth circle. Okay. That we also can draw as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the highest place on the map. So these are also can easily show us. Okay. Next. Yeah. Atlas. If you find different maps, if you observe, different maps are available in the atlas. What is atlas? Atlas is a collection of maps. A collection of maps about everything will be there. All the continents, oceans, places, political, rivers, everything will be available. The best map is one. There are so many best maps out there. Oxford map is most of the students will be use the maps. Different maps are available. It's a collection of different maps. Next, aerial photography. Aerial photography. Aerial photography. It's very simple. Nowadays, in the marriages, you might have seen that drone taking the pictures, drone also taking the video. That is aerial photography. Aerial photography is it is a technique. It is a technique. It is a technique to taking pics. Techniques to taking pictures. Yeah. What is aerial photography? Aerial photography is a technique. To taking pictures with what? With aircraft, with helicopters, with drones, with hot air balloons, flight also they'll take pictures. Cameras will be there, the flights, helicopters. Sometimes any floods, earthquake will come. Prime Minister or Chief Minister usually they visit the places with the helicopter or aircraft or any other thing. So that time also they'll take pictures of that. Okay. So aerial photography is simple with elevation. They'll take the pictures. It is called as aerial photography. And another photography nowadays it is playing very important role, that is called as satellite imagery or satellite photography. Satellite photography is simple. The picture it was taken by the satellite, taken by the artificial satellites. India have sent so many satellites in the space, in the atmosphere. So that satellites also they will take pictures. Various pictures will be taken for the mapping, planning, meteorology, forestry, water purpose, tanks, any development purpose. For example, cyclones. You see, many times the cyclones originate in the Bay of Bengal. In Bay of Bengal, so many cyclones will originate. So that time the cyclones will show that cyclones will be hit to the Chennai or Kakinada, Visakhapatnam. These are the satellite imagery, satellite photography. Satellites also release the pictures about our Earth. Satellites also they will release the pictures. Now let us see. Who will prepare maps for India? Survey of India or Surveyor General of India, they usually prepare maps for us. Whenever they prepare maps, especially physical map, they indicate with the different colors. Universally, these colors are all the countries usually use that colors only. Because if we are using different color, that country using different color, that may be confused. So that universally all the countries they use only that particular color for the particular place. Let's see now colors colors and places for the land use. Land use. Okay. If you open your atlas, you might have seen so many different colors. Example, dark green. Dark green. Dark green color most usually it was used for the forest. It was used for the forest. If in the map there was a dark color is there, so that is indicating forest. For example, it is light green color is there. Light green color. Light green color it indicates grasslands. Light green color it indicates completely grassland. Next, brown. What does brown? Brown color. Brown color usually indicates land useful for agriculture. Land useful for agriculture. Land usually useful for the agriculture. Universally, you see any map. Okay. Next, next dark grey. Dark grey. Dark grey color. Dark grey color, it was used especially for the mountains. All the mountains, it is used for the that color. Dark grey color will be used. Then light grey color. Light grey color useful for the hills. These colors useful for the hills in the maps. Next, yellow. Next, yellow. Yellow color it is especially for the plateaus. Now we are in plateau, Deccan plateau. Plateaus and certain swamps, certain swampy areas. Next, light red. Light red color. Light red color in the maps it was usually used for the not danger, it was wastelands, useless lands. That lands were not useful. Next, light blue. Light blue color. Light blue color mostly used for the rivers, tanks, ponds, canals, etc. Okay. Dark blue color. Dark blue color. Dark blue color. You open once atlas or you open wall atlas, wall map, you see the dark color. The dark color is sea and ocean. Sea and ocean. Dark blue color we are useful for the sea and oceans. Next, white color. We find very rare this white color. White color usually using for the places where minerals are available. Places of minerals. Again the minerals in different black. Yeah. So this black color, thick black color, it will be useful for the boundaries, international boundaries, state boundaries, India-Pakistan boundary, India-China boundary. These are with the black color. So these are the colors we usually use across the world. All the countries usually follow about these colors, particular colors for the particular places. In our textbook, they also mention about one density of population map. Density of population map, let that also be discussed. Density of population density. What is mean by density? Population density means average number of people living in particular area or the number of people living in 1 square kilometer area. 1 square kilometer area. Number of people living in 1 square kilometer area. For example, it is an India map. Okay. In this India map, you see there are different kinds of people there living in different person. It was just a rough map. So most probably in this map they have given about the places where huge density is there, more density is there. So highest density it is located in the Bihar. It is located in the Bihar. Bihar state has highest density 1102 persons per square kilometer. The highest density in India, Bihar. Next, lowest density is Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. How much? Just 17 per square kilometer. So like that, we can show our density also in the maps. Telangana density also given 308 or 307. Okay, so these are the lessons we have done in our reading and analysis of the maps. We have completely each and every topic, whatever they have mentioned in our textbook, that completely discussed. I hope you understood, enjoyed this class. Thank you very much.